Hey guys, Books Nelson here, back with another video. Today we'll be going into this Bionic set and covering each of these cards and seeing which one of them are worth making your team, picking it up, messing around with, or if the set is worth locking in. So first things first, we got pink, and let's get right into the contents. We got Andrea Bargnani, and you guys will notice no drama today. We're just going straight into the content. We're not going to be talking about the no Kobe Bryant card, aka Nobe Bryant. Not happening. We're going right to the content, talking about the new cards. There will be other videos talking about what's going on in the community, though, so stay tuned for that right here in this channel. All right, Andrea Bargnani. So this guy is 80 speed is not terrible. And what's this defense looking like? 80s across the board defensively. So I think you're gonna feel it. I think you're gonna feel it with this card defensively. He does have enough stuff to move around, and he is. I don't remember his release being particularly great. But he does have Magic Johnson base, Carmelo Anthony upper, so it's easy to see. Pro dribble style, which I like a lot actually. Normal signature size. You know what? I am going to give this card a little bit of a chance. He's got normal leaner, right? Hop jumper too, fantastic on both ends, especially for big. He's got a little stuff with him. Basic move and step back is kind of a killer, but honestly, if you're big, as long as you have pro dribble style and normal signature size up, you're good to go. Man, I was playing some triple threat yesterday and using Artist Gilmore, and my God, people are not used to defending pro dribble style in the My Team community. I tell you what, it is honestly, I could just 5-out with Artist Gilmore against 90% of the community and just literally do that. But that having been said, yeah, I think he has a chance to be usable. I'll say that. I think at the power forward position, he'll just be too slow for like a real card. But, budget card, just getting into the game, I think he might be able to hold it down for you at the 5. We'll see. I'm not as down on this card at a glance as most people are because look at this. He's got some great dunking animations. Let's see what those dunking SIGs are looking like. I'm sorry, those dunking attributes are looking like. Sorry, guys, it is early. 80 driving dunk, not great. 90 standing dunk, outstanding. So yeah, I think Bargnani has a chance to surprise some people. Just a chance to surprise you a little bit. Stats and badge wise, going to need that handle for days. So here's where it starts to become an issue, right? Because no one's getting handles for days, especially these bigs. Right? These bigs that have the potential to really move, like Bill Russell video on this channel. Go check it out. But these bigs are not getting handles for days. So this now becomes a resource intensive thing to start putting this on every single card who doesn't have it. So, even though he does need the badge, I don't like to just say, oh yeah, just throw handles for days. Everybody doesn't have 500 handles for days badges in their collection to throw in all of these cards. So is he worth doing that? Well, I'll tell you what, if I get this card and break it down, we'll find out really by getting our hands on the card. But that having been said, I do not at a glance hate Andrea Bargnani. Shooting wise, he should be outstanding, right? And again, he's not going to have the sped up release, but I don't think it's like a super terrible release that should have you super scared. Like I did use his 25th anniversary card a little bit and during some of the challenges. That's the only Bargnani I've played with all year. But with a 94 3-ball at 7 feet tall, I just can't dismiss the card outright. I can't. I'm not going to call him a scrub. I'm not going to just dismiss the card. And I do want to see what he looks like with a shoe and a coach. We're gonna give him a chance. We're gonna give him a chance because he's got some issues defensively. But if you give him the shoe, he doesn't need it for shooting, right? So you give him the shoe, play him with a coach, see how he holds up, and see if he's a turnstile. If he can hold it down. And you see, he's got the rebounding stats, right? So rebounding wise, he might be able to hold up. If this guy can hold up rebounding wise, I think you do have to actually play with this card. I think you actually have to play against the Artist Gilmores and Sabonis's, both of them, the cards that everybody has, right? And then of course the Dark Matters, your KPs and all that stuff. You have to actually see a center perform against other centers. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. So Shannon Brown. Now, my thing with this card, 6'4", he's not point guard eligible. So right off the bat, this is not a card anyone's really going to be using, right? I think even in triple threat, it's just not happening, right? Like my team running yesterday was Dr. J, Bill Russell, and Artis Gilmore, and then I switched out Bill Russell for Kyle Korver, really just to help with one of the objectives. Because Bill Russell's excellent in triple threat, by the way. Fantastic triple threat card. Wow. He's like the perfect second player for triple threat. But if I see this Shannon Brown card with that lineup, I'm like, oh, good. I don't really have to play now, right? Because he can't. Like, I don't care what this says. This guy's not guarding Brian Artest, Dr. J, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and making up for it on the other end. I'm not saying he can't guard them at all. I think he does have a little bit going for him defensively, but you see gold defensive badges, low 90s stats. Athletically, he's off the charts, but at the 2 guard, 6'4", just don't see where the use case is for this character. But we are going to just look at his stats, badges, animation. So default swing on normal, again, not a great shot. Yeah, I just don't see it with this card. SIGs wise, okay. He's got okay SIGs across the board. Michael Jordan dribble style with that with the normal size up. We do like that. Harden escape is okay, usable. It's got its qualities. Not great, right? Jimmy Butler step back, usable, not great. Pro behind the back. I don't remember what this was. I've used this gold card a little bit, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. Dunking, gonna be super duper fun. I just don't know where you use him. That's the main thing. I don't know where you use Shannon Brown. So we're gonna keep it moving on him. Tari Eason. So this is this Ruby card performed way above his head early in the year. Now he needs some animations to really come out and show us something. So let's see what he's got. All right, Jimmy step back. We don't love the Damian Lillard dribble style at all. That with normal size up, I'm going to have to see what that's like in game because that feels pretty bad for he's 6'8" at the 3. That's pretty good. 7'2" wingspan. Love that. He's got his own shot on quick. I think his jumper felt pretty good. You see him a lot in salary cap because his salary is usually very usable. Normal leaner, pro hop jumper. Pro hop jumper is probably really bad, but normal leaner is pretty good. And moving step back. So yeah, moving behind the back. I got to see what that one is. This dribble matters a lot, and the moving hesitation matters a lot. These two things could really bring out the card. If these are two good animations, I'm not writing them off. I don't remember what they are because he was just mostly a catch and shoot. In fact, let's look at his Ruby real quick. I'm just going to click on it. And yeah, so he had a 79 ball handle, didn't put a shoe on him. So I didn't really dribble around with this card. Just used him a little bit here and there. So yeah, jury's going to be out for me on Tari Eason on whether or not he's usable from a SIGs standpoint. Now, stats and badge wise, let's see what he's talking about. Got a little going on for him. So let's see. You see, defensively, he's got everything, right? He's got everything and a lot of it on Hall of Fame. So he should be holding up defensively. For people who are either new getting into the game or you don't have a small forward that you like, this card might be worth a try to hold that spot down if you're coming to that. And I'll tell you guys what, now that the channel is getting more popular, I can't thank you guys enough for that. I get feedback from a lot of people from a lot of different situations. I think when you play this game a lot and you're more of a hardcore player, you get every single bold card. You go, oh, well, I have Worthy, I have Wiggins. There are people who literally came to this mode from Game Pass. There are people who came to this mode from I think it was this game was free on the PlayStation, whatever's next in their tiers of after the essentials or whatever. So people are coming to this game mode and they're like, okay, well, what cards can I get right now that are good? And Tari Eason might be in that category of all right, well, you can get this guy right now and he can play for you, right? So I got to see. This is another card I absolutely have to try. But stats and badge wise, he needs some shooting badges. Playmaking badges, he's fine. Slashing wise, he's fine. He has everything defensively. 93 speed, which is a great base level speed. 84 mid is fine. 93 pointer. I would definitely put a shoe on that just to edge him forward, make him more of an elite shooter and less of a pretty good shooter. But yeah, and he's got Limitless on Hall of Fame, Agent 3 on Hall of Fame. I don't hate what I'm seeing here. Even with his SIGs that are kind of mid. The Rui SIGs are also mid, right? Maybe even worse than mid. So he could be an upgrade from that Rui Hachimura. but I got to get my hands on this card to give you guys the real deal on him. All right, Sean Livingston, super excited. Is that all of the pink diamonds? Let me just double check. Yep, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so Sean Livingston. So this is a big one. What did they do? Excellent release. We know that already. We're going to look right at the release. Jaden Springer, Jetty Osman, and it's going to be on very quick. Pro Escape, we have to see what that is. Donovan Mitchell signature size up. So again, another advertisement. That Bill Russell video is up there. If you've seen that video, you know that signature size up with the Devin Booker is a really, really good blend. This is nice, right? We have to see which escape this is. John Wall moving crossover is outstanding. I got to see what this Kemba step back is. I keep seeing this, and I don't know if we've gotten our hands on a card that's done that yet. James Harden moving behind the back, probably the second best in the game for half court creation. So we love that too. I got to give this card a chance. I absolutely have to give this card a chance. Pro 2 hop jumper is bad. Normaline is good. I like what I'm seeing SIGs wise. A layup package, fundamental, and we see he has a lot of good dunk packages. We'll see how the card animates in that regard, and then we're looking here, stats and badge wise. 94 speed, fantastic. 88 strength, definitely gets a shoe. That goes to a minimum of 91, right? Especially with this card, because this is a card you can use in triple threat. Let's see what these badges are defensively. Whoa, hold on. Whoa, I like what I'm seeing from this Galaxy Opal, guys. 6'7" at the 1. Hold on. Hold on. Sean Livingston is going to get a review on this channel, y'all. I cannot dismiss this card. I cannot disregard this card. This might be one of the best opals they've put out. And they've put out some good ones. For me, Artis Gilmore is at the top because he can play against the very best of his position, almost pretty much no matter who it is. I do think Artis Gilmore is probably a top 5 center in the game. Whereas Sean Livingston, and then Kyle Korver, I don't know if I put Kyle Korver top 5 at his position. I think he's a little bit lower, but I do think Kyle Korver is very, very, very good. But this Sean Livingston, he might be in that same category. He might be talking to, Penny, Cade, several of those dark matter point guards, right? Excuse me. So yeah. Hold on. This card might be special, y'all. 95 driving dunk, 94 speed, 98 mid, 93 pointer. I like what I am seeing from this card. He has every shooting badge. He looks like he doesn't need a single badge. I would give him rise up 100%. He can't get precision dunker, which is a little bit of a bummer. But if you have a high dunk rating and he has a 95, it doesn't matter that much. It really doesn't. This is something that helps you more if your dunk is in the 80s than if you're, looking at 99 driving dunk, which he basically is. If you wanted to put a shoe on there, which I don't think that's where I'd put the shoe. He's definitely 3-pointer strength, probably interior D. After that, I'd probably juice the rest of the defense or athleticism, maybe. Shooting, because the mid is there. In real life, this guy was a killer in the mid range. So yeah, very, very excited about this Sean Livingston card. The SIGs are good, but we have to see how close to elite they are as a total package. And that's the thing about this game in my team. Not to preach too much because we got a lot of cards to get through, but it's not about each individual SIG. It's about how the SIGs blend together and allow you to move with the card. That's why I always do card breakdowns. And it's also about how these SIGs actually feel on the individual cards, because Donovan Mitchell dribble style doesn't feel the same on every single card. It's not as good on every single card. Size up. The Mitchell size up with the Booker dribble style, with this escape, with this behind the back, with these releases. That's what matters, right? All right. Alonzo Mourning. So Alonzo Mourning, he's got the same release. Here's the thing. Alonzo, and we see some great SIGs here. Alonzo Mourning, his release on very quick, it always comes down to this question. And you guys have seen it all year. I've said this all year, but it's important to talk about. How does the base take the timing upgrade? Every base doesn't speed up equally. And also the upper release, by the way, right? How does that also improve with the timing? Because some releases get way better when they're sped up and some don't get better at all, right? So that having been said, normal leaner, hop jumper, Nikola Jokic, best hop jumper in the game. Once again, I heard Everybody's saying, not everybody, a lot of people are saying this card is going to be terrible. I can't go there, man. I can't go there. He's got signature size up with Kobe dribble style. He's already looking like a triple threat demon at that second spot that I just talked about Bill Russell being in, right? Pro combo moves could be really good. John Wall moving crossover, second best crossover in the game. Some people think it's the best one, right? I probably favor Kobe a little bit, but the John Wall is also excellent. Moving behind the back normal, not great. This is not good. John Wall moving step back is fantastic though. So because the moving behind the back is normal, the John Wall crossover becomes even more important because he has the bread and butter combo, right? And if you don't know what the bread and butter combo is, I'm not gonna spoil it here in this video, but watch the dribble tutorials, support the channel, please like and subscribe, YouTuber stuff. But yeah, I'm very curious. Obviously his release is going to be a big deal, but stats and badge wise, let's be responsible. Does he have handles for days? Yes, he does. Fantastic. He has it on gold. All right. So not a resource intensive card. Already for me, that puts him above some of the other cards that compete. He can't get open looks. This is the thing they're doing now. Some of these cards can't get these good badges. Open looks is a very, very strong badge because it basically, anytime you take a good shot, it's active. Agent 3, 100 going to need that. Listen, anytime you have the John Wall moving step back, you 100% have to put Agent 3 on here because the John Wall moving step back is the mix-up. If you're not familiar with fighting games, a mix-up is basically when I put you in a position to guess 50-50 what I'm doing, or more than 50-50. Agent 3 off the John Wall step back is not only really the hop back. You hop back, am I going to take a 3? Am I going to burst same side? Am I going to dribble style or size up the other way? That's the mix-up. It's a 3-way mix-up with that John Wall hop back. Or you could just continue to dribble, right? So the Agent 3 strengthens the option of the hop back. And with an 86 3 ball, he can't hit that shot. Now, again, this also matters with the animations. But I tell you what, when a card doesn't have a great release, people don't play the hop back as tight, right? So for instance, Artis Gilmore and Wilt Chamberlain, if I play 10 games, 5 of those people minimum will test if I can shoot with the card and just give them 1-3. They will concede 1-3, and they will, even after getting hit, some of them still don't believe you, and some of them, and if you do a hop back, they might say, oh, you'll hit a corner 3, but you're not hitting that shot. If he can hit that shot, that elevates the card a lot, because while in the optimal situation, playing him tight, that might not be a good shot with his release because of its speed. In a situation where you're playing mind games with the opponent and there are other things on the court they have to worry about, and they're helping off of this card, right? Now it's a situation where he might get that shot, and that Agent 3 is going to be super duper important. So I think this Gold Agent 3 is the main thing. Everything else, kind of up to you. I always like to have bailout. It's such a cheesy tactic in this game. Really hope the devs get a hold of that element, but Space Creator would also be good. Again, not writing this card off. This is a whole set where I feel like I really have to use these cards to give you guys the actual skinny on how good they are, because a lot of this is right on the margins of, if this comes together, this card could be a lot better than it looks. All right, Mike Miller, fantastic release. We already know that. His diamond shoots the absolute skin off the ball. Pro dribble style, fantastic. Do not, guys, there are 2 things that if you come to this channel, I want you to understand. 1, lizard people. 2, pro dribble style. All right? This pro dribble style is fantastic. We, in my career, use this on all of our swings, okay? So, not all of them, but most people use this or LeBron James. Most people. So, and it's for a reason. Tutorial on the channel. But I tell you what, if I do a breakdown of this card, you might get a brand new pro dribble style tutorial with the new controller in the corner of the screen, a controller overlay. All right, Kyrie escape, not the best escape. Normal size up, don't love it, but it's fine. It works. Pro breakdown moves. Luka behind the back, don't love that. Jimmy Butler step back, it's fine. These SIGs though. These SIGs. No dunk packages, basically. Rim grazes off one actually isn't terrible. Even two handers off one, he's gonna safe dunk for you. Default swing's pretty good. Normal leaner, normal hop jumper is excellent. So SIGs wise though, he looks like much more of a cone than Kyle Korver at a glance. Steph Curry combo moves is fantastic though. This pro moving crossover, we have to see which crossover this is. And pro moving hezzy, even I'll tell you what, even with not having ideal SIGs at a glance, absolutely not writing him off. Because the Steph Curry dribble combo moves with pro dribble style, we have to see how that blends with this Jimmy Butler. I hate to say it again, this is the running theme, but this is another card I absolutely have to do a full breakdown on. I cannot, in good faith, tell you if he's just a shooter or if he can move a little bit and create plays for you until I use a card. Because let's look at the stats and badges real quick. Shooting wise, no question. This guy's going to be off the charts as a shooter. And that makes him playable, right? Like, just flat out. 6'8", 6'11 wingspan, excellent shooter. He's playable. Defensively, pretty solid stats across the board. 94 perimeter, love that. 94 steal, excellent. 94 speed, defensive stat, good. 84 strength, solid for his position, but you definitely want to throw a shoe on that. 90 driving dunk. Okay, so here's the thing. He's got that 90 driving dunk. And he has Hall of Fame precision dunker. So now this puts a different spin on these dunk packages, because what he's going to be is a safe stick dunker. He's not going to give you any troll stick dunks, particularly when you take off from a little farther away. He's going to give you something efficient and safe. This actually makes him good as a slasher, not bad as a slasher. So let's revise that and look at that as a positive, not a negative. That's a feature, not a bug. Same thing. This is another card that I think you got to get your hands on and give him an honest chance before you can write him off, because he's just got too much of a weird mix of things going in his favor, on top of having an excellent jumper and a 6'8", 6'11 frame. Okay, Tyler Hero. So Tyler Hero is another card that the number one thing we have to see is this release timing on very quick combined with this jumper. How does this jumper take this release timing upgrade? Because if it feels really good, that dramatically changes things. So defensively, he's probably going to struggle with this low wingspan. Shout out to DBG, always calling that out, right? So with that low wingspan, you're looking at a situation where he's going to be such a liability compared to the elite cards at that position. You need this jumper to be absolutely elite for the card to have a chance at playing, because there's so many free point guards that with Shea, who you can still get, with Gilbert, who you can still get right this very second at the time of this recording, at the time of the release of these cards, he does not, the chance of him playing over those cards is very slim. Even with some good stuff going for him SIGs wise, pro size up, Devin Booker dribble style, outstanding, right? Pro escape could be pretty good depending on which one he has. Usually pro escapes are just fine. So, and pro hezzy. So I will say it really matters for his bread and butter combo what this Michael Jordan crossover and the Scottie Pippen are going towards the basket. If either of these animations can push him towards the basket, which off the top of my head, I don't remember how good they are at doing that. I think the Pippen is good at doing that. That gives him access to the bread and butter. You see he's got some fantastic dunk packages. Dunking wise, he has a 90 driving dunk. And let's see stats and badge wise. Does he have precision? He sure does. Hall of Fame. Right? So stats and badge wise, card's absolutely complete. Right? You throw a little strength on there, running theme. Right? And even defensively, he's got all of the badges. Now we know with the wingspan, he's not going to perform at a high level defensively. And I think, is this? Oh, there we go. Now movable enforcer's there. Let's see, does he have it? A movable enforcer. He does not. That's brutal. That's brutal. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't think Tyler Hero plays for almost anybody unless either A, you're a Tyler Hero fan, or B, his jumper is just that outstanding. that you can really get off with that jumper. But I just don't think this is it. I think this is probably, hopefully, the Troll Dark Matter. I think the wingspan is just too short to compete with the better free point guards out there, let alone some of the other really good point guards out there, the gambling ones. All right, Andrei Kirilenko. So we know what to expect with this card. Defensively, we can see right off the bat. All right, let's refresh this, get those current gen badges up. So, okay. Defensively, this card is going to be one of the best in the game. Andrei Kirilenko always is legacy-wise in my team. For some reason, another card. This is a running theme. Another card with no open looks. Incredible. They keep just draining your resources with this badge for no reason with Andrei Kirilenko, by the way. We got 92 3 ball, 95 mid. Stats and badge-wise, the card almost needs nothing. You see these on screen. He's just basically almost perfect. Even a 95 pass accuracy on this card. So what did they do with the SIGs? So before we talk about the dribble SIGs, I will say, me personally, I don't love his jumper. Now, very quick, I might like it a lot more, right? That's important to say. But the thing about his jumper is that on the way up kind of thing, I'm not a super big fan of it when competing with the other great cards in the game. That having been said, and on my lineup, this card plays for me, most likely. He's just too good on defense. Let's see if the SIGs push him to that next level. Okay, we have some beautiful things with these SIGs. John Wall moving crossover, tops in the game. Michael Jordan dribble style, probably the fourth best, maybe third or fourth best dribble style, right? Derrick Rose 6 size up, second best dribble style, signature size up. Curry escapes, all right. Combo moves Trae Young. Got to take a look at that. Moving behind the back, Steph Curry's fantastic. Moving step back, Steph Curry is also really good. It's a different use. It's more of a combo situation because you're going to be using that snatch. But yeah, that snatch back. But yeah, I like that. Normal leaner, normal hop jumper, all really good. He's obviously much better dunker than his pink diamond. That was a real weakness of the pink diamond. Still not an elite dunker, 90 driving dunk, but still good. He's got, limitless take. Wait, look at the last gen badges. Posterizer. Let's see, precision dunker. Where we at? There he is. Hall of Fame precision dunker. Love that. So all you got to do is slap open looks. I think this guy's probably vaulting at least top 7 or 8 at his position at the very least. And for some people, he might be right behind that Jonathan Isaac, just in terms of he's so good defensively, right? He's got a lot of great SIGs. Again, running theme, I hate to repeat myself, guys, but this is another card that, if you get him, you got to explore and see how much juice you can squeeze out of these SIGs. I think these are really good SIGs, though. The Curry escape is the only thing that I'm looking at that I have to really get my hands on. Outside of that, though, pretty familiar with what the rest of this stuff is doing. He's got a couple of pro dribbles here, so you have to see which ones they are, because that just could be a signature dribble style that they don't have in the database. But I think this card plays on most people's lineups. If you haven't gotten a truly elite small forward, this guy plays most likely. Chris Webber, another one. He can play small forward. W2K. He can play small forward. All right, we're going to go right to those SIGs. So this is a card that could already move. In fact, let's go ahead and compare him with his diamond. Let's go ahead and do that. Look at him versus his diamond from an animation standpoint. So dribble style, massive upgrade to the Michael Jordan dribble style. Jimmy Butler's signature size up should be fine, especially with the Michael Jordan dribble style. Trae escape, massive upgrade on the Trae escape. So this is a card again, I want to say everybody, but a lot of people are calling this card trash. I do not know about that. I don't know about that. Chris Paul moving step back should be good. I think Chris Paul has another one of those, combo style, style snatchbacks. Kobe breakdown, Michael Jordan moving crossover again. This is a popular crossover this week. Penny spin, best in the game. Normal leaner, normal hop jumper, both very, very good. His jumper is fine, and on very quick, it should be even better than fine. I didn't have a problem with his jumper. I did use Chris Webber a little bit. Offensively, this card might have something to say. All right, Diamond, Chris, you can get out of here, buddy. Now, let's see about these stats and badges. Elite athletically. Gotta say that before we move on. Pretty much 99 athletically with a shoe. He is basically 99 athletically, or at least 98 across the board. You can have 98s everywhere on the physicals. 98 driving dunk, 95 standing dunk. Stats and badge wise, this guy is absolutely juiced to the gills. 99 offensive and defensive rebound. Now, I will say 6'10", 7'3" wingspan, 245. On paper, that looks great. But I did not feel like Chris Webber's card had good size to him. Me personally, I felt like the card just felt a little small on the court. Yeah, they're both the same size. The character models are the same size according to the database. So that was why for me it was so important for him to play the 3, because I just don't believe in him at the 4 if people are running 7-footers. Maybe he can perform there because now he's got the stats that if he can perform there, the numbers are 100% in his favor to perform there. But, you know, the size at the 4, I'm concerned about. Now, that having been said, at the 3, that changes everything. 6'10" at the 3, absolutely out of this world stats. And I won't say out of this world animations, but he's got enough elite animations that you can 100% say that this card could be in the upper end of the small forwards in the game. Joel Embiid. Rest in peace, sucker. Go Knicks. But if you're a Philly fan and you're following this channel, thanks for your support, but I am bathing in your tears right now. So that has been said, 92 speed right off the bat. Joel Embiid cards just don't feel that big on the court. So again, at the center position, he just doesn't feel. I look at Wilt is the card that I compare to, right? That Wilt Chamberlain card just feels massive. Artis Gilmore just feels massive. So when I'm going up against these other centers, I just feel just fine. I have no fear of KP, even Wemby. I'm not saying Wemby's not a better card. I'm just saying I'm not looking at that matchup saying, oh no, what do? I feel like I am fine to compete. He, size-wise, has not felt like that all year. And I just don't think his character model's there yet, you know? So, dribble style, Kobe Bryant, massive upgrade. Kobe Bryant's signature size up is, you know, solid. It's going to combo pretty well. Pro escape, pretty good. Giannis moving crossover. I think this one is the same one Bill Russell has. And the thing about this moving crossover, you have to get the between the legs. You have to be precise on that stick because the between the legs moves you forward much faster than the other ones. Basic moving step back. This is so troll. I think there's a Knicks fan at 2K, guys, because that is a killer as a ball handler. Like as a 5-out guy, what do we say on this channel? Cardinal directions. I don't know how this card moves backwards with this, how he disengages. And the thing about disengaging is people like to press up. They like to swipe at the ball. So if you see them coming to do that and you create the space and they reach on their way to you or they press turbo towards you, that angle can be why you get to the basket off of that John Wall snatchback, that Steph Curry snatchback. So having this basic moving step back for me, as not as the whole card, because as a center, you have other duties besides dribbling. But in terms of as a dribbler, as a guy you can 5-out with, that is almost a killer. I'm not saying he's useless, but he's much more limited in that capacity. Steph Curry behind the back is fantastic. He's got his own shot on very quick. Joel's shot is just so mid, right? It just doesn't feel good to use. Again, I look back at Gilmore. Gilmore just has a textbook jumper that's so easy to see. I feel like the guy has a 93-pointer. I think I missed one shot with Artis Gilmore and yesterday, and it was totally my bad. And I adjusted, hit every shot for the rest of the night, right? So, you know, Nikola Jokic hop jumper is outstanding. Normal lean is very, very good. Yeah, I mean, normal size up, normal breakdown. He's super mid as a dribbler. Super mid. Honestly, as a dribbler, outside of the Steph Curry, the Curry slide, it really feels like the same as almost Artis Gilmore. Even though Artis Gilmore, people don't look at him as a dribbler, with the pro dribble style, that's more than enough for you to, you know, get your stuff off. And I think that's the same thing with him, is you're going to be relying on that dribble style, a little Curry slide here, Maybe he has access to the bread and butter, which would be great. But without a hop back, I think if you're defending this card on the perimeter, I do think you can smother him and just call it a day as a dribbler, and that might be an answer to him. And I don't love that for him. But yeah, outside of that, stats and badge wise, let's get the next gen badges. The current gen. This system's been out since 2020. Yeah, I mean, really complete. Definitely want to give him the bailout, 100%. But why are we still looking at these old badges? There we go. Bailout is the only one he needs. Space creator if you want. But I think even with that, with the 97 mid and that Jokic hop jumper, he's going to be fine as far as that. He has every badge in the game at least on gold outside of that, or every important badge. So yeah, I mean, I think he'll be serviceable at the 4. I don't believe in him though. I don't believe in him. I would say another edge case, but I'm just very, very discouraged by, I don't love his release. Maybe on very quick it'll be much better, but very discouraged by this basic move and step back for him as a card that can bring something special to the table. And without the largest frame at the 5 spot, I don't know. I don't know if he can beat Wilt and Artis Gilmore. Sabonis, I think it depends on your matchup. I think there's some matchups where Sabonis is probably the taller Sabonis is probably better than Joel Embiid too. And I don't even know if he's better than the Hakeems and David Robinsons of the world either. So just size-wise, he doesn't impress me as a card. And I don't know why, because on paper he should be huge, but it just doesn't feel like that in game. And for me, that's a big minus of the card. 7'5" wingspan is also not super great. You got 7'11" Dino Raja out there, you know? All right, Anthony Edwards, the card everybody hates. Okay, so animations-wise, they did not change his release, but it is on very quick. Same thing, we have to see how that base and upper receive that speed upgrade. If this speed upgrade feels really good, then you're good to go. Sigs-wise, I can tell you guys already, this guy had elite Sigs all year. I think because nobody in the My Team community was dribbling, there was an element of the card that they were just not getting use out of, right? So let's see what they changed. So pro dribble style to Michael Jordan dribble style. I actually prefer the pro dribble style, to be honest with you. I won't say across the board. I would have liked to have kept that though, because I do like the way that feels on this card. But the Michael Jordan dribble style is going to be very, very good. Most people probably like it a little better than pro. I'm kind of even. For me, it depends on the rest of the Sigs and how the card plays. D-Fox signature size up, massive upgrade over pro size up. He already had Kemba escape yet. Almost everything else is the same, it looks like. We have to see, oh, he still has the normal moving behind the back. Whoa. Is that real? I'm going to refresh the page. That is terrifying. Oh, no. Normal moving behind the back on Dark Matter. They trolled him. That's troll. Ah, man. I had high hopes for this card to really make a comeback in the community and be out there just terrorizing people. But at 6'4", 6'9" wingspan at the 1, same thing. I just don't see a situation where I'm playing this card over Shea or Gilbert or Clyde or Eddie Jones, any of these free cards that are out right now. Or even this Sean Livingston. Sean Livingston looks like he's better than this card. We'll see. But it looks like they trolled. And with that, now there are two troll Dark Matters in this collection. 2 troll Dark Matters that, if you get them, even if you only do free stuff, they probably don't play. Ben Simmons, the belle of the ball. We got to go right to those animations. His own shot on very quick. 3-point rating, 87. They did it. Okay. What else did they do? Moving behind the back, James Harden. This might be the best point guard in the game. This might be the best point guard in the game, guys. I wasn't sure if they were going to give him the treatment because he's 6'10" at the 1. But he's got, going to the basket, he's going to be super duper excellent. Pro 2 leaner. He's the only point guard with Nikola Jokic hop jumper and Pro 2 leaner. This is your gambling card. This is the reason that you open packs, if you're a pack opener. I don't think this is a set that you open packs for. Just to quickly go back over it. Sean Livingston you can buy. You can ignore all of the rest of these cards. And so far, we are, I don't know. I think Chris Webber and Andrei Kirilenko are pretty good, but these 2 Dark Matters absolutely stink. I'm not going to say Joel Embiid stinks. I think he's fine. I don't know if he plays over Artis Gilmore, who you can buy, and Wilt Chamberlain, who at least for most of this week you could buy. I don't know if he plays over those guys, right? So especially him being a lock-in for minimum 500 something KMT with the other guys being pretty attainable at 100 and 100 and change for Artists, and I don't know what Will's price was, but it wasn't high. So I mean, honestly, all of these dark matters, none of them looks like a must-have except for Ben Simmons. And locking in or pulling packs for one dark matter out of 6, shout out to y'all who are old enough to have the Bionic 6 song in your head after I just now mentioned it and put it in your head. I think this is a bad idea, right? Because you're not going to get this card. So as great as Ben Simmons is, and he looks like he might be the best point guard in the game because he can create 3-point shots, I just don't know. I don't know if this collection has anything else in it. This isn't like previous collections where I think the last 2 collections, there are like 3 recent ones where there were no bad cards to get. This one, there's at least 2 bad cards to get. Joel Embiid might make 3. And I'm not calling him a bad card, but he's bad if you're trying to get Ben Simmons, right? Which ironically. But in comparison to Ben Simmons, he's not great. But Kemba escape, Michael Jordan dribble style, James Harden behind the back, John Wall moving step back. These aren't the very best SIGs in the game, but this is like tier 2, right? Now that Ben Simmons signature size up, I don't think is super good. So, but is that like a big deal? Base motion style, also not the best. But on a 6'10", you can take those little hits with the SIGs on a 6'10" point guard. If he's not the best point guard in the game, it's just Shea and LeBron. I think he's even, a shoe-in for being better than everybody else, Clyde and Eddie Jones and all of that stuff. Almost disappointing. This is disappointing because they trolled Anthony Edwards, who is, I'll say, like as a basketball, the reason I wanted Anthony Edwards to be so good is because as a basketball fan, you just want to be able to use the best players and have fun with the best players. And he's probably the best shooting guard in the league. And he's, young, super duper young, rising star. A lot of people are excited about Anthony Edwards, and they just stomped all over that excitement with this normal behind the back. If this holds up in the card, this is just horrible. The rest of the stuff is good. The rest of the SIGs are good, but without him getting an improved base, probably not an elite jumper, and without a good behind the back on the perimeter, he's just limited to creating 3-point shots. It just is, even with the Curry move and step back, he has no real kill moves on the perimeter, right? So you can defend him very honestly because his only weapon on the perimeter is Alina, right? That's why the James Harden behind the back, the Jamal Murray behind the back, they're so important because they give you a kill move. The John Wall step back, it gives you a kill move that you can, if people believe that you're going to the basket, you hit that move, you either change directions, going backwards, left or right, and you have a 3-pointer. Move towards a screen, you have a 3-pointer. The only move he has that does that is the Kemba escape. He can crab and he can L2 cancel with the Kemba escape. But that's his only real weapon for creating threes at 6'4". You just can't. That's not good enough. Meanwhile, Ben Simmons, he gets the James Harden moving behind the back for no reason, right? Because this card would have been excellent if you switched places. Like if you gave Anthony Edwards the James Harden behind the back and you gave Ben Simmons normal behind the back, he would still be a top 5 point guard in the game. But having both the John Wall step back and the James Harden behind the back and the Kemba escape and being 6'10", that's a GG. He's the best point guard in the game. And I'm not even that mad that he's that good. It's a little annoying because now this is official like point guard power creep. I will say Shea is so good and he's so good defensively. I don't think you're at a competitive disadvantage with Shea versus Ben Simmons. Yes, being 6'10 is an advantage. Obviously, going to the basket, he's going to have some matchups that you like. But the Shea guards cards all the way up to 6'9, 6'10, very strong. Even sometimes best. Shea gets stops on centers, right? This isn't previous years where just being 6'10 automatically makes you the best point guard in the game. But he also gets everything else. Sad. Not going to talk too much about KD. I'm just curious about his SIGs. He gets Kyrie dribble style. He still has his own. Oh no, he gets Pro 2 leaner. So that's different now. He has his own hop jumper with Pro 2 leaner. He's still got his own release. You see the SIGs, they gave him basically all of the elite SIGs for the most part. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox, blah, blah, blah. So this card should be very good. He definitely should be at the top of the ladder. Got to see how this jumper is on very quick. I do think that it's just so easy to be better than this card with T-Mac or Patty Mills on the base and Oscar Robertson or something else on the upper. Kyle Korver on the upper, right? Kobe on the upper. All of this stuff is great, but with this jumper, next week they could put out a small forward dark matter that just absolutely shreds this card, right? As good as he is. He's good. Yeah, he's good. He plays 2 guard. Do I play him over Glenn Rice and Dr. J? For me personally, you got to prove that to me. Off the top of my head, I say no chance. No chance. I even say, and I know this is going to sound crazy to some people, but Galaxy Opal Ron Artest, don't sleep. Don't sleep. Card is absolutely excellent. So yeah, I think this card is pretty. He's another placebo 100 overall. Like, it looks great on paper. It's made to get you excited, but I don't think it really passes the test on the court from a competitive standpoint. All right. Let's talk about the rewarded cards real quick. So Dikembe Mutombo, I actually am in the minority. I like his jumper a lot. On very quick, it should be super excellent. Dribble style. Tatum size up's okay. Michael Jordan was all really good. This is all right. KD escape, it's pretty good. Good escape. We see that Giannis moving crossover again. The between the legs is good. Everything else is kind of mid. The regular crossover is kind of mid. John Wall moving step back. Moving step back on Dikembe Mutombo, and normal step back on Anthony Edwards. I'm not going to beat it to death, but that is really disappointing. This card looks fantastic. Pro 2 leaner, Nikola Jokic hop jumper. I didn't do a whole lot of salary cap to get this card, even though it's pretty attainable. And I will say, this guy is going to be one of the best centers in the game, in my opinion. And out of all of the cards that I didn't go for, and I am looking at, I'm like, oh, I could have gone for that one. He's definitely in that group. He looks absolutely fantastic. And when I say I used him a lot in salary cap, he's and won every single game I used him in salary cap. Kevin McHale. So really excited about this card because that's the power forward position with that wingspan. That could be fantastic. 92 3-pointer. So, you know what? Yeah, I like this. I like this on the jumper on very quick. I'm cool with this. I use that Vando card. I think I'm fine with his upper, little bit of a shot put. I don't think that's a problem. Whoa, Pro 2 leaner, Nikola Jokic hop jumper. And at a 7'11 wingspan, I don't mind playing this card at the 5, to be honest with you. Steph Curry size up, Michael Jordan dribble style. Oh, I'm getting this card basically ASAP. I got to get this card, 100%. Giannis moving crossover, John Wall moving step back. Why does he have better 6 than Anthony Edwards? Like, he literally has better 6 than Anthony Edwards. That's crazy. At least the important ones. We got to see what this pro behind the back is. If this is Jamal Murray, lights out. This is... I can't say he's the best power forward in the game because there are a lot of great power forwards in the game, but he will definitely be competing for the top of the heap. And for a 5-out center, I'm going to tell you what. I trust this guy defensively. I don't think he gets dogged by anybody. With that wingspan, that general frame, he's going to play way bigger than a 6'10". Like night and day comparison, him and Chris Webber, in my opinion. You see the defense, right? 92 speed, you want to come up on that 92 speed a little bit. And again, we're talking about a 6'10 guy, but still, that speed upgrade. But defensively, just absolutely fantastic. I think this looks like a really, really, really good reward. And I'm very excited to see what he feels like as an offensive card. But this looks like a really good reward. So the collection, honestly, I think you can pass on this whole collection. Pick up Sean Livingston and call it a day. Right? to be honest with you, if you do lock in the set, RIP if you get Tyler Hero, Anthony Edwards, and I'm going to even throw Joel Embiid on there. I think this Dikembe Mutombo looks way better than Joel Embiid. In fact, at the 5, I even like Kevin McHale over Joel Embiid. Not even kidding. That's my opinion. Chris Webber might be better than he looks. Same thing for Andre Kirilenko. But really, there's only one hands down great, fantastic card this week, and that's Ben Simmons. Everybody else, and I do think this Livingston might be really, really good. But everybody else, this is like a pretty poor set. Which this week, that's unfortunate. We're going to leave it there, guys. We've been at this for a while, covered a lot of these cards. Thank you so much for all the support you have shown the channel. Please like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Look for more card breakdowns coming out, and we do have one video addressing some community issues as well coming up soon. See y'all in the next one. Peace.